Welcome back, guys. We're continuing with the documentation of my MTG collection. Today we're going to start with the first part of the real cards, and this would be the colorless cards. I have them set up like that. Since I was starting the collection, I started separating them by the 5 colors: lands, artifacts, and colorless. And today we're going to start with the colorless. In Spanish, incoloro means colorless, and this is from the letter A. So we'll have all the colorless cards I have with the letter, starting with the letter A. And I'll show you each one by one. We have Anne's Journey. We have 4 copies. I have 2 in Spanish, 2 in English. Okay. I'll try to do it fast because we have a lot of cards to go through. And this is Abstruse Appropriation, and we have 2 English versions, 1 Spanish version and 1 Spanish with alternate art. It looks beautiful, by the way. And they are colorless because they have the devoid ability, so even if you play color with them, they are considered colorless spells. We got the next one, Abstruse Arshake. The name is weird. All of these are in English, none of them are in Spanish. I do collect all languages, so you will see cards from all languages in my collection. Abstruse Interference, 2 in English, 2 in Spanish. Interferencia Ininteligible. Okay. And we got another one, Abundant Mal. We have this time English, Spanish, I think this is Portuguese, and this is Korean. We got the 4 different languages, as you can see. Adaptive Shimmer, Spanish, and this is Japanese, and this is English. Adverse Conditions, Spanish, English, 4 of each. This is an old Eldrazi card. All is dust. That's Chinese, Spanish, and English. As you can see, they all have wear because I do play with my cards. This is one card I do remember playing with it. Angelic Aberration. English, and English. Some I get in Spanish, some I get in any language, so but I really don't mind having all languages. Anti-Casual Vestige, Spanish with a full art, English and English. Beautiful ones. An old card from Rise of the Eldrazi. Artisan of Kozilek, in Spanish Artesano de Kozilek, and 2 in English, as you can see. And we have one of the foils that are in my collection, and I will explain this part. I don't like collecting foils, but at the beginning, Wizard of the Coast started making the commanders in foil, and they did not have a non-foil version, so if I wanted the card, I had to keep it foil. Soon after, they started making the foils, the non-foil versions, but you don't get to buy them in a single pack. You have to go look for them. So for me, it was easier to get the commander decks, and I kept all the commanders that are foil. So you will see a lot of my cards now foil, but they are because they are from the original printing, from the... Okay, so that was the letter A. I might be missing, I do know I'm missing cards from the collection, but that is something different. So I'm just showing what I have in play sets, and I will get to see other things sooner. Okay, now we continue with the letter B. Bane of Balaguer. Spanish, 2 in the La Balaguer, and 2 in English. Usually that's what I keep, 2 of English, 2 Spanish, but it depends also on what I'm able to find. Barrage tyrant, Spanish tirano, bombardeador, into in English. Honestly, I could say a lot about the cards, but it'll take me forever, so we'll just try to show them off. Basking Brute Scale, Escamoso Asoleadose, it's Spanish and English, 2 of each, for four card playset. We got the Bearer of Silence, Portador del Silencio, and two in English. I think I never played with these cards. Then we have Bentic Anomality. All 3 are in English, as you can. All 4 are in English. They're from the Commanders of Monarchs on 3. We got Bentic Infiltrator. Infiltrador Bentóntico. 2 in English, 2 in Spanish also. Birthing Hawk. English, Spanish, English. Titán Engendrador. Okay. Peace Moon Mindbender. These are all 4 in English. You can see. Void, Menace, and a lot of text that I'm not gonna read to you. If I start reading each card, these videos will start becoming very long, and we have a lot of cards to go over. Blight Herder, Pastor de Parásitos, 2 in Spanish, 2 in English. Blinding Drum, Sangazo Segador, Blinding Drum, 2 in Spanish, 2 in English. Like I said, guys, I collect playsets and I collect every card. Doesn't matter if it's a mythic, a rare, an uncommon, or common. Blister Pod, Portador de Vástagos, Spanish and English cards. Then we have Breaker of the Armies. I don't know. Spanish, English. Aplastejércitos, that would be the name in Spanish. It just keeps moving around. I'll just put it right there. Then we got Breaker of Creation, Rompedor de la Creación, 2 in Spanish and 2 in English. And we got Brad Butcher, Carnicero de la Progenia. That's the name in Spanish. Vacío is the keyword. The void in Spanish is called vacío. That's more like the void. Okay. Brute Monitor, Vástago de la Progenia. Vigilante de la Progenia, pero no vástago. This is the vástago. So that's English and Spanish. Uncommon. Vacío. And Brutal Expulsion. Expulsión Brutal. Expulsión Brutal, those 2 are in Spanish. This is a rare. You can see the gold symbol, the void. Vacío. Maybe you guys can learn some Spanish from my videos. Now we move to the letter C. And the first card is Calamity of Titans. It's a full art version, and 2 normal versions. You can see the difference. All in English, all with the regular backside. We got Color of the Scion. In Spanish, it's called Llamar a los Vástagos. Okay. I do go out of my way to have different languages, so I don't collect only in English. I try to have all different languages. Caso del Pacto Roto. This is Case of the Shattered Pact. This is one of the new case from the new cards of the Murders of Markov Manor, I think. Okay. And jump to Catacomb Shifter. I think I did play with this. I'm not sure. Cernedor de Catacumbas. The names in Spanish are not always It's easy to understand, but I guess that happens the same with English and any other language. Channeling wave fade. This is a new set from a Lorwyn Eclipse, and we still are getting some colorless cards. Now we have a new name to change, well, a new word to changeling. In Spanish is cambiaformas. Just for you guys to see the difference. Shittering dispatcher. Devoid. And it has the ability myriad. I don't remember what myriad means. Guess I have to look over it again, but I guess I never play with it. Clara Oswald. This was from the Doctor Who set. Okay. All of them are in English, not in Spanish. I think the commanders only came out in English, that's why. Complete discard. Complete discard. Indiferencia absoluta. You don't give a heck about what you're seeing or doing. Okay. Jump to Conduit of Ruins. Conducto de Ruina. Spanish and English versions of the card. Now we jump to Consuming Sinkhole. Remember the card Sinkhole? We'll see it later. Cima Consumidora. And now we jump to Metamorph. Corrupted Shapeshifter. Shapeshifter is called Metamorph in Spanish. Corrupto means corrupt. And the void, well, we have seen it many times. Vacío. Crumble to dust. Of course I played with this card. This was used against Tron. You would take away one of their cards because you exile it and you exile each copy of it. Reduce to dust. Crumble to dust. Same thing as in Spanish. Then we have Cryptic Cruiser. Buceador Críptico. Okay. Buceador means somebody that dives. So cruiser and cryptic, I don't see why buceador, but I guess they translate it like that. Cryptic Trilobite. Trilobites cryptico. This looks like a sea creature. Then we have Calling Drum. Sandano Supervisor. 4 cards, 2 in Spanish, 2 in English. We jump to Cultivator Drone. Sangaso Cultivador. 4 cards, 2 in Spanish, 2 in English. There are some differences in colors usually with the printings in other languages, but that is something common to see, so it's not like you have to get any doubts. We jump to the letter D now. And we'll start with Deathless Behemoth. In Spanish, Behemoth Inmortal, and in English, 2 of each. Deceiver of Forms. Impostor de Forma. 2 in Spanish, 2 in English. I honestly do like the symbol for the colorless mana. Looks nice. Decimator of Provinces. It's a mythic. That's Korean. That is Portuguese. This is Spanish, and this is English. Decimator of the Province. Decimador de las Provincias. Decimador das Provincias. I don't know how to pronounce Portuguese, guys. Sorry. And this is Korean. I'm not even gonna try to read it. Okay, Deep Phantom's Color. Acechador Abisal, and 2 in English. 2 Spanish, 2 English. Depths of the Defiler. Profanador de las Profundidades. 2 of each. This is Kicker, and in Spanish it's called Estímulo. So the void is called Vacío, Kicker is Estímulo. Desecrate reality. This should be all in English. 4 of each. 4. Okay. Desolation 3. I think this one has a token. That's a 10-10 Eldrazi. And 2 in English, Gemelo de la Desolación, in English. This is from Mother Horizons 3, Devourer of Destinies, Devorador del Destino. I have 1 in Spanish and 3 in English. As I said, I really don't care in what language the cards are, but I do try to have as many languages as possible. Dimensional Infiltrator, Infiltrador Dimensional. That's in Spanish, this other 3 in English. Then we have Distended Mind Melter, Corrompementes Desmesurado. That's a long name. Okay, so we have in Spanish, this should be Portuguese, this is Korean again, and this is English. Distended Mind Bender. So you get to see 4 different languages. I think it was 11 languages. I think now they don't print in 11 languages, but they used to print in 11 languages, the cards. And we have Dominador, Zángano Dominador, Dominator Drone, Spanish, English. Then we have Dread Fire, Profanador Pavoroso, 2 in Spanish, 2 in English. Then we jump to Drowner of Hope. I did play with this card. I have 3 in Spanish and 1 in English. Ahogador de Esperanzas. Remember, guys, I live in Mexico, so I do find a lot of cards in Spanish. And since I am Mexican, I do enjoy them. Drowner of Truth. And in the backside, Drowner Jungle. I don't care about the backside of my cards when I'm putting them in storage. So since the first part is the void, it goes into a colorless pack. Even though in the back it's land. It just comes into tap. We have 2 in Spanish, Ahogador de la Verdad. Sorry, guys, I think the coffee made my throat a little sick. Sorry again. Drowner Behemoth, Korean. That is Portuguese? No. Let me see. Yeah, this is Portuguese. Behemoth da Costa Náufraga. In Spanish is Behemoth del Cementerio Marino. And in English, Drowner Behemoth. 4 languages. We have Drowner Lurker, Acechador del Cementerio Marino. And finally, Dust Stalker, Acechador del Polvo. Polvo and dust, that's the same word. 2 English, 2 Spanish. Let me move this out of the play, letter way. Now we continue with the letter E. And I guess you guys remember, there are some famous cards that start with the letter E, especially Spaghetti Head. Okay, Ecos de la Eternidad. 2 in Spanish, 2 in English. Alter Define, monstruo arcaico de lo profundo. Spanish, Korean, Portuguese, English. Demonio das profundas anciano. I don't know how to pronounce Portuguese. I'm just trying to read it like if it was Spanish, but it's not Spanish, guys. Remember, Mexico is not all Latin America. There's a lot of countries and a lot of languages. We do speak Spanish in most of them, but not all is Spanish. Eldrazi Aggressor, Agresor, Eldrazi. 2 in Spanish, 2 in English. Then we got Eldrazi Conference, 4 of each in English. This an old card. It has some ripples, but this is the original printing. Eldrazi Conscript and Conscripción Eldrazi. I only got one Spanish, two in English. This is in Tribal Enchantment. Now it's not called Tribal, it's, I don't remember the name they added, but I'll remember in a little bit. Eldrazi Devastator. Devastador Eldrazi, two in Spanish and two in English. Arroya means trample. Arroya. Remember the name, guys. So next time you play with a Spanish card, you'll know what it means. Eldrazi displays, right? I did play a lot with this card, I remember it. Desplazador Eldrazi. Had a lot of good times playing with these cards. We don't have that much of a wear. I guess I didn't use it too much. Eldrazi Linebreaker. Rompefilas Eldrazi. So we have one in Spanish and three in English. Okay, then we got Eldrazi Mimic. I also played a lot of this. Mimico Eldrazi, and you can see a little bit of wear right there in the back side and the black part of the card. We got Eldrazi Obligator. Impositor Eldrazi, two in Spanish and two in English, guys. Okay, then we got Eldrazi Ravager, Destructor Eldrazi, two of each. Then we have Eldrazi Repurposer Aprovechador Eldrazi. Okay, that looks like a sliver instead of an Eldrazi. And we have Eldrazi Sky Spawner. Engendrador Celeste Eldrazi. Engendrador Celeste Eldrazi. That's a weird name to pronounce here in Spanish. Okay. Eldritch Immunity. Overlord. They're all in English, so I don't know how. I won't be able to translate that, say what it means, how it's typed in Spanish. And we got a Spaghetti Head. Emrakul, the Iron Storm. I have one signed by Mark Tenning. I saw him in Phoenix, in one of the Grand Prixes. Bad thing is they were charging $2 for each signature. So imagine getting all my card signs. I'm not rich, guys. I spend in cards, but getting $2 for each signature was too much for me. That weekend, I took with me over 1,000 cards to get signed. Of course, I didn't even get maybe 20 let's say 200 cards signed. It was expensive. I honestly don't know why they want to charge for each signature. I understand they charge a little bit, but not for each signature. So, but I do have four. You can see they have play marks. I did play a lot with them. And well, in Spanish it's Emrakul de los Eones Desgarrados. Okay, put that aside. And then we got the other Spaghetti Head. I love the art. Emrakul, the Promised End. The store our player has the poster still. They kept it. And we have an English, Korean, Spanish, and another English. Okay. Also with play marks. As I said, this is a collection of a player. I play with my cards. I don't just keep them. We got Emrakul's Messenger. Mensajera de Emrakul. Looks nice. I honestly never paid attention to the card. It looks nice, the picture. Endbringer. That was even a promo card that was off. Endbringer, Aliat Delfin, Endbringer. Two in English, two in Spanish. Okay. Then we got and this one. I also played with this one a lot. Aquel que no tiene fin, that's the name in Spanish. And this one, two in English, two in Spanish, guys. Then we got a newer one from Avatar, Energy Bending, Control de la Energía. Two in English to Spanish. Usually most of my cards will be in English and Spanish, but I do have other languages as you have seen. This is from Strixhaven, Environmental Science Test. This is Japanese. You can clearly see because this is katakana, and you can see the kanji with the katakana and hiragana on the top. Ciencias ambientales, and environmental sciences. So 3 languages. Slightly different colors, as you can see. That is very common when you see cards from different languages. Essence Depleter, vaciador de las esencias, 2 in Spanish, 2 in English. Then we have Eternal Scourge, Desdicha Eterna, Flageo Eterno, that is Portuguese, Korean, and Spanish, and English, Eternal Scourge. A lot of people always tell me to play with the same language because people will get information from my deck, but I honestly don't care. I like seeing all the languages. Japanese, Spanish, and English. Expanded anatomy, anatomía expandida. That's a big old frog. And we jump to the last with the letter E. The vigilante sin ojos, to in Spanish, eyeless watcher. Okay, that's fun, being a watcher without eyes. Yes. Okay, and now colorless letter F. This is faceless. I don't have any in Spanish. I'm sorry, I don't have any in English. Let me just see the name correctly. I have it right here. It's faceless one. This is called faceless one. The card is beautiful. The art. And I do have a lot of cards that only come, that don't have an English version. I should try to get one in English. What I do is usually just put a little piece of paper inside the sleeve with the name of the card in English because that's how I keep my collection, but this is faceless one. This is Fango Flames, Llamas Colmilludas, 2 in Spanish, 2 in English. Farfinder, 2 in Spanish, 1 Japanese, 1 English. Then we have Phantom Feeder, Comedor de las Profundidades, 2 English, 2 Spanish. Flare Drone, Zángano Desallador, 2 in Spanish, 2 in English. Vacío, again. Oh, this is first strike is daña primero. First strike, daña primero, guys. Remember that. We also talked about trampo, arrollar. Kicker is called Stimulo. This I played with, and that also came out in a promo back in the day. Flying Tendrils, The Void, Zarcillos Desolladores, Spanish. We jump to Forerunner of Slaughter, Precursor de la Masacre, 2 in Spanish, 2 in English. Looks nice, the picture. Looks like one of the bad guys in One Punch Man anime. I don't know if you guys remember the big giant one that had his little brother on the shoulder and got killed. Looks kind of like it. Okay. And then we got From Beyond, del Más Allá, Desde el Más Allá, in Spanish and English. Anyways, I don't want the videos to be too long, so I'm trying to make the videos around 100 cards each, maybe 25 minutes. But this will be the last for this video. I'm with the letter E, Colorless, Ghost Flame. It's a very old colorless card. It even just said Ghost Fire is colorless. It did not say the void. You can see it's from the future side set. That's where we have the different I always forget the frame. This is Russian. Back then, I was able to get cards in Russian. I was living in Mexico City, if I'm not mistaken. This is Russian. This is Spanish Fuego Fantasmal, and this is English Ghostfire. Okay, then we got Ghostfire Slice, Corte de Fuego Fantasmal, Spanish and English, 2 of each. And we have Glaring Flesh Breaker, Desgarrapieles Avisador. Grave Birthing, Eclosión Sepulcral, 2 of each. Gravity Negator, Negador de la Gravedad, 2 in Spanish, 2 in English. We go to Grip of Desolation, Yugo de la Desolación, 2 in Spanish, 2 in English again, guys. And finally, Gruesome Slaughter, Masacre Horripilante, 2 in Spanish and 2 in English. Okay, so for this video, guys, that's all. It's about 100 cards, a little bit more maybe, but I'll start making videos about that many cards each, so you can watch them and not get bored with a video that is too long. So I'll make 1 or 2 more videos today. I'll load them up later on. Hope you enjoy what you're going to start watching now. See you guys.